Hello and welcome to Die Rollin. I'm the ever excitable Adam, and I'm especially excited today because I got Night of the Living Dead to unbox. So, Night of the Living Dead is a classic horror film. I'm fairly certain it fell under the kind of common copyright kind of law at the moment. I don't think anyone actually owns a copyright to this, but I might be wrong. So, Night of the Living Dead, classic zombie movie, and they've made a Zombicide game out of this. So this was a Kickstarter. This is the retail edition we've got here. Really nice artwork on the front there. Really evocative of the theme, which is pretty cool. And look, some nice box art here. So one thing they've done with this game is they've kind of made this a little different to regular Zombicide. Regular Zombicide is just kind of super-powered people going up against the undead. This time around, you've got weaker versions of the super-powered people. So you've got the classic Night of the Living Dead characters here, in the kind of black and white here, because it was a black and white movie originally. And then they've got like the superpowered Zombicide survivors. So we've got Helen, we've got Judy, we've got Tom. We've got all the walkers around here, which are, you know, black and white. Now, I've seen quite a few people have actually painted these in that manner. And you know what, I'm going to probably try as well, see how well we do. So we've got Barbara, we got Ben, we got Harry. And then we've also got the relatives, which you have to worry about. Breakers and fatties. So it's a shame they haven't thought of a new name for fatties. It's kind of, I don't know, it's a bit old-fashioned to be saying fatty at these times. It's not especially, I don't know, it's just like, I don't know, like a tank or something, call it that. Anyway. Enough of that. So we've got a rulebook in here, which is, it looks like it's quite thick, but it's going to have a bunch of scenarios at the back. Really nice artwork. They always do lovely artwork in this. It was Karl Kopinski who's done the artwork for this, and he's done a really good job at just everything, really. The guy's walker there, that is exactly how he looks in the film. That is really impressive. But yeah, so I'll be reading this, but chances are I'll probably get this wrong because, you know, it's me. I get things wrong. So we've got scenes. So you go through a series of scenes in this, which is, you can play them one at a time or just out of order. But, you know, I might try and do this as a campaign for the solo side of our channel. And if you'd like to see that, let me know below. And if you've seen the original film, you kind of know it doesn't really end that well for the characters in this. But I think maybe they're going to have a... they might have you actually win at this. Round summary on the back, which is always handy. And as soon as I heard about Night of the Living Dead, my first thought was, if this does well, are they going to do a Dawn of the Dead? And then maybe a Day of the Dead, do a trilogy of it? Who knows? We'll see. So we've got some gumph there. I won't put that near the camera in case it tries to scan us on there. We've got our characters' cards here. So, oh. So they're double-sided. They've got a classic Romero side, Romero being the director of the film. So we've got Barbara, Ben, Harry, Helen, Judy, and Tom. So that's their classic side. And then you'll notice, so we've got a couple of abilities here. So on the left-hand side, that's their experience tracker. And when they're in blue, as the Romero said, they don't have anything. Yellow, she gets slippery. Orange, they'll get +1 action. And then there's a +1 free move action. So they're not especially well prepped to fight off the undeadness. However, we flip it around. We go to the classic Zombicide mode. So you can see there's a ton more abilities here. Slippery from the offset, +1 action at yellow. They can have a free combat action or a free move action. And then they get to choose out of those red ones at the bottom there. So yeah, all of them got different abilities on them. And yeah, really, really lovely artwork. Okay, so that's the 6 characters you get in the base set. I say base set because there is like a Kickstarter exclusive add-on, which will probably set you back quite a lot of money if you're trying to get that separate now. And normally in these games, they have little pegs for you to record your health and stuff like that. This time around, they've gone for Not sure you can see that, but they've gone for a table leg because they use that in the film. So you can see there, Tom's got one that's on fire there. So all the pegs in this are table legs, which I think is quite a nice kind of nod to the film. Okay, so we have got plastic dashboards here. You've got 3 spaces to put your character's kind of backpack equipment. You've got your health at the top there. We've got some spaces for the table legs there, which will go down there for the experience. And then you've got a left and a right hand. You're going to be placing stuff there in our experience trackers at the very bottom there, with an ultraviolet mode at the very end there, which makes things a little more complicated or tougher, depending on how you sit on that side of the fence. Okay, so next we've got plastic bases to clip around your characters. Now there's 2 of each color because you're obviously gonna, in this game, you don't just have like Judy in this mode and Judy in that mode. You will switch between the 2 different modes in this game. So there's, there's basically 2 of each. So you can switch, no problem. We've got some dice in there. Interesting color scheme there, kind of trying to go for the monochrome look again there. I'm not sure if you got exclusive dice for the Kickstarter, but they normally have exclusive dice where you've got like the 1 and the 6 are replaced with various different things. And then this is always a big debate online to go, hey, what's the 6 and what's the 1? But hey, we'll don't have to worry about that for the moment. Okay, so then you've got your deck of cards. And these cards, if you've not played the Zombicide game, you'll notice they're quite small. But yeah, you've got your spawn cards and you've got your item cards and any other special cards that you have to pull out. Never have an easy open option on these ones. It's always you have to tear in with whatever you have available. So let's take a look at the spawn deck first. So we've got a spawn deck here, and this basically tells you, depending on what experience level you're on, depends you how many of this type of zombie you're going to be placing, or ghouls as they call them in this game. So you've got a bunch of walkers there, breakers, because you can barricade in this game, so I assume the breakers are going to be taking those down. The ill-named fatties, relatives. One relative survivors shift to Ramiro ID. So these guys, when they turn up, they're going to actually mess with your guys and turn them back from being super powerful to the regular humans. And yeah, that's basically that. And then we've got some barricade and door openings, 1 on every zone with walkers. And yeah, this time around, we've got some artwork on the back as well, just saying Night of the Living Dead, rather than the normal kind of zombified hand, which they have in these ones. So that's the first part of this. Next, we'll go for our starting weapons. So you get these starting weapons that come out. So you've got what type there. So it's a melee weapon. What's the range? So you have to be in the same zone as ghouls to use this. How many dice you can be rolling? 1. What you need to get on that dice to score a hit for, and how much damage it does. And this does 1. Now, all the zombies in this, as far as I'm aware, all the ghouls can be taken out with 1 damage, apart from the fatties who need at least 2. And that's where the crowbar comes in handy, because this thing, that's going to be what you're going to need to take out those fatties when they turn up. Everyone else, table legs. Now you'll notice that with the table legs, we've got these these icons here. That means they're dual wielding. So you can basically go around and hit somebody with 2 table legs, have 1 in each hand. It doesn't increase the damage, doesn't add up though, so these don't make it 2 damage to kill a fatty. It'll only do 2 lots of 1 point of damage, if that makes sense. And then we've got the tire iron there, which, yeah, 1 damage. And we've got a Winchester 94, the only ranged one you start with. And it's got a range thing there. It's got a particular ammo type there, because some of the cards have a specific ammo. You have unlimited ammo in this game. I find that a bit of a shame. Before I go into this game, I mean, playing it, I might change my mind completely, because they might have really thought about this. But for something where you're trying to survive the night, I think having a limited amount of ammo is always a really fun thing to have, because it adds to the tension of it all. But anyway, regardless, the Winchester, you can shoot 1 to 3 zones away, so you can't shoot anybody in the same zone as you. You're rolling 1 dice, you need to roll 3 or more, and it does 1 damage. The survivor that starts with this weapon also gets the table leg. Discard along with a scope, the survivor receives a scoped Winchester. See, this is an upgradable card, which is pretty cool. Okay, next we have they've separated the decks in this game. So there's a bunch of ranged weapons. So we've got these in here. We've got the Ithaca M37, Sword Off. So you're going to have double Sword Off here, which is pretty impressive. Smith & Wesson Model 10, an Uzi, and a Winchester 94. I mean, what they're all doing in a farmhouse, I don't know. But hey, maybe the plot is slightly different in this. We've got red for melee. So we've got an axe. We got baseball bats. We got chainsaws. We got katanas. Now that, I'm sorry, the katana, I'm calling BS on that. There's no way they would have katanas in that, unless there's something in the plot that goes, oh yeah, there's a guy who collects, you know, Japanese feudal weapons. I'm calling BS on that. That's ridiculous. There's no way they would have had katanas. Machetes, sure. I also don't think an Uzi would have been really realistic. Chainsaw, sure, but the katanas, that's... Yeah, I'm calling it. That's ridiculous. Machetes are good because they do 2 damage, so you're going to be taking out the fatties with these, and you can dual wield them, which is pretty cool. But I am calling BS on, as I say, on that. Okay, okay. So we now have the house deck, I think. So this is the brown deck, and we've got boards which you can use to get XP. You can use them in the backpack. Flammable fluid. Say that 3 times fast. See if you can do that, because that is a ridiculous alliteration there. We got flashlights. Karen, poor baby. Set a relative within zone, then discard this card. So Karen was the girl pictured on the box of this, and yeah, she kind of went zombie on everybody. Got a mason jar. Guess we're going to be making Molotov cocktails. Plenty of bullets. So we've got plenty of bullets and plenty of shells. So depending on what type of weapon you've got, depends on whether you can use these shells and that. And then the aforementioned scope, where we can attach it to that Winchester to get a scoped Winchester. So that's the house deck, I think. And then we've got some of the combo stuff you've got here. So these are like special weapons which do a lot of damage. So we've got Mars shotgun there. Once again, only doing 2 damage. So I think 2 damage is the most you can do in this game. I don't think they have abominations. In standard Zombicide, you have, there'll be one type of zombie that is an abomination, and they need 3 damage to kill it. And you always have to try and get Molotovs or a special weapon to take them out. But it doesn't look like they've got that in this. So you've got this Mars shotgun, which does 2 damage, Molotovs, the scope Winchester, and a torch, which you can use. That does 2 damage as well. That's nice. You can basically combine the table leg with something to get one of these. Cool. And then the last card we've got on the deck is the car. So, getting out of car, change seats in a car, drive a car. And they've got 2 different types of cars. So they've got this nice kind of pickup truck. There's 2 damage when you plow into a crowd of zombies. So I think the stats are actually the same, 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Yeah, it's the same. It's just a different looking car. So that's the car card. That's all the cards, in fact. So I'm going to stand up now so I can get into the rest of this. We've got a little tray in here as well, so you can pull all those things back in, which is pretty nice of them to do. They didn't have to do that. Normally, they don't really think about stuff in Zombicide. They just give you all the things, and you have to sort it out yourself at a later date. And once I've punched everything out, that's still going to be the case. I'm still going to have to figure out how to put all these things away. I'm just going to put these cards to one side. So we've got our miniatures in here. Let's see how well these are packaged. Oh, some are falling out. So let's take a look at some of these. So we've got our standard zombies, which are our ghouls, which are all in white. And then it's nice, they've actually changed the color of the characters. So we've got our standard Ramiro mode there, and then we've got our tan Zombicide mode there. So yeah, there's quite a few, and they've got numbers on the bottom of them, which hopefully relate to where they go. So yeah, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. So yeah, so you've that's pretty nice. They've actually put numbers on the bottom of these things now, so you know exactly where these guys are going. We got some relatives in here who they're basically the special ghouls you get in this game. It doesn't really show up well on camera, but I will endeavor to paint these guys at some point. Maybe before I do a run through, maybe not. Because yeah, I would really like to see if I could do a chromatic kind of paint style for this. I'm fairly certain as well. There's quite a I don't know how you say it. There's a scene with a naked zombie in it, basically, and I'm fairly certain you got the naked zombie if you got the Kickstarter. I'm not that bothered about not having a naked zombie going around, but yeah, you got a ton of these guys. The miniatures are always nice and cool when you're not games. They always match the artwork and stuff, and they look really good. So yeah, that's the minis. And finally, we've got all the punch boards, which will have tokens in. I assume the game's got tokens. Yep. And they've also got the... Oh, you can see me in here. Hello. They've also got the boards in there, which you're going to be moving around. Now, normally they give you 9 boards in this, so I'll be interested to see if we do have the same amount. And they always take up a bit of table room. Okay, so we got our first tile there. So really nice artwork on this. They always do a good job, to be fair to them. They don't always line everything up like in Zombicide Invader. Really annoyed Jamie with that one. But yeah, nice artwork. So it's one tile. You'll also notice they've got little letters and numbers and letters on the sides of the boards here, so you actually know which one you're requested for each mission. So lots of fields in this, and I'll be interested to see if fields block line of sight. Probably they did that in Green Horde. They had these new kind of terrain things that block line of sight. These bushes, which were pretty cool. Hedges, should I say? It's been a while since I've seen Night of the Living Dead, so I'm not sure if any of these... I don't think any of these things are specifically... Like, outside of the farmhouse, I'm fairly certain none of this is in the film. But yeah, so that's all our tiles. We got 6 tiles. Maybe you normally get 6 tiles. I kind of felt like you got 9 in other games, but if I'm mistaken, please let me know. I'm fairly certain you normally do get 9 tiles in these. And then these are the only tiles, these are the only tokens we get. So I'm really surprised because normally Zombicide uses noise to find where people are. Clearly they've changed up for this. So always quite thick cardboard on these as well, which is quite nice. We've got the double-sided car there with 6 spaces on there. Just seeing if one only had 4. First player token, I assume, is Karen. And then we've got the cellar door, maybe, which some people tried to hide in, didn't really work out well from in the film, spoilers. And then we've got barricades, barricade tokens, and the spawn points for the zombies, or ghouls, should I say? Apologies for keep calling them zombies. And then we'll have a quick look. But I know there's nothing in there. But, I just wanted to show you because, just in case Jamie watches this and wonders what was in the box. So, that is the end of my unboxing video for Night of the Living Dead, a Zombicide game. I'm really looking forward to playing this. It's a film that I really enjoyed watching as a kid. I enjoy Zombicide. The two things should marry up, but who knows? And I'm really looking forward to painting these miniatures as well. Zombicide is always a real challenge to get through them, and I own quite a few Zombicides, and if I'm honest, I have not completed any of them yet with regards to painting. I know for the first season of Zombicide I did all the zombies in it, but I didn't bother with doing all the heroes in that one, and it kind of a mix and mash, and it's a shame because when I get to the table I always think, oh man, I should finish those, but it's quite a daunting task. I mean, you've got quite a few miniatures in there you have to paint. But hey, who knows? Maybe this time, guys. Maybe this time I'll do it. And if they look good, maybe I'll post a video on how I painted them. With that in mind, if you would like to see me do a Night of the Living Dead playthrough of all the scenarios, then please put a request in below, and I will think about doing it. I've been your host, the ever excitable Adam. If you've enjoyed this content, and please like and subscribe to our channel. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and of course YouTube. Until next time, guys, stay safe and keep rolling.